Hello, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council members. This is Michael Wolf, Director of Public Works. And this item is Water Workshop, and this is for the September 17th, 2024 City Council meeting. The recommendation from staff is that the City Council hold a water workshop. We've talked about this several times in the past, the complexities of drinking water and water in general here in Oxnard. We can look at it from the perspective of operations and testing side of the house. As you know, we have very complex and intense capital projects. And then if you move over to the legal side of the house, we have things like water rights, who can pump water, and allocations, how much of that water can you pump? And even further on the legal side, you could talk about a groundwater adjudication process, which the city is currently in. And you take all of that and you look at it from a lens of the impact of the climate. How much water is available and when is it available as well? We know that there will be in the future, as there was in the past, dry years and wet years. A lot of experts are saying that we will see drier dry years and wetter wet years. And what I'd like to do is show a video of our water operations to give you a little bit of background.
Oxnard water, clean, safe, reliable. It's so essential to life, we barely give it a second thought. We just turn on the faucet and there it is. Do you ever wonder where all that water comes from?
Welcome to the Oxnard Water Campus. I'm Omar Castro, the Water Division Manager for the City of Oxnard, and I'm here to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the Water Division and how we bring safe and reliable drinking water to our customers. In short, it's a process of capturing raw water from the environment, cleaning it to a drinking water standard, and distributing it to you. Now, the process may sound easy enough, but it actually requires a lot of science, physics, chemistry, technical knowledge, and the mechanical skills to provide you with these essential resources. The Oxnard City Council realized early on that the city needed a game plan to always make sure we have a safe and reliable source of drinking water, especially when you consider the major challenges caused by the amount of water we use, the repeated droughts, climate change, and other environmental factors. Our highly trained staff and state-certified technicians and operators are here for you 24/7 to provide quality service to our customers every day of the year, and that's our highest priority.
I'm Abraham Maldonado, Water Resources Manager. The Water Division supplies about 25 million gallons of water a day to serve our customers. That includes Oxnard's more than 200,000 residents, plus schools, parks, hospitals, businesses, as well as some nearby agricultural customers. In order to meet all these needs, Oxnard gets its raw water supplies from different sources. Some of our imported surface water comes from snowmelt in Northern California's Sierra Nevada mountains. It travels over 500 miles through the State Water Project's massive system of engineered reservoirs, pipes, pumps, and other infrastructure. This precious water supply is shared by millions of people in California. The amount we get is limited and also very expensive. Our other sources of water come from local groundwater supplies pumped out of the naturally occurring aquifers in Oxnard and surrounding areas. This groundwater is locally managed, so it's easier to access and less costly than imported water. But this limited source is also regulated to control the amount of water pumped from the Oxnard Basin. The imported water source is blended with local groundwater supplies to ensure a safe and reliable water supply.
I'm Chris Payton, and I manage operations here at Oxnard Water. Our highly trained and certified staff are responsible for pumping groundwater, regulating flows, and treating and blending water supplies. Here in Oxnard, some of the groundwater we pump out of the local aquifer is very high in minerals and salts. After the groundwater is pumped out of the wells, it's pre-treated and sent to the groundwater desalter. The salter uses reverse osmosis to produce ultra-pure water, which is then blended with other city water sources. After additional treatment and disinfection, the blended water goes through extensive sampling and testing.
I'm Richard Maria, Water Regulatory Compliance Coordinator. Our team ensures that Oxnard's water quality meets or exceeds all federal, state, and local drinking water regulations. In fact, many of the regulations that we are required to follow are actually more stringent than those for bottled water. We conduct more than 3,700 water sample tests each year for about 300 different constituents and are required to report this information to the State Water Board's Division of Drinking Water. Testing is done through a combination of in-house and third-party laboratories. Each year, the Water Division is required to provide an annual water quality report in compliance with federal and state regulations. The report is available to the public on the city's website.
I'm John Hammonds, Water Distribution Senior. Our team is responsible for delivering high-quality drinking water from our treatment facilities to you through an extensive distribution system. We provide 24/7 emergency response for customer emergency shutoffs, leaks, water main breaks, and other emergencies. We also install, maintain, and replace water mains, valves, pumps, and other essential equipment. Maintenance is really important because it helps keep our equipment and infrastructure working well and for longer.
Metering staff reads and records the amount of water used by over 40,000 customers each month. I'm Melissa Slade, Senior Meter Reader. The information captured by our automatic meter reading system is used for utility billing and can help you monitor your own water usage. It is also one of the many tools that help the city comply with state water conservation mandates. In addition to meter reading, our team is responsible for responding to customer calls about leaks, historical water use, or other customer concerns.
With your help, the City of Oxnard is poised to meet water supply challenges and lead the way to a sustainable future. I'm Megan Schneider, the city's Water Conservation and Outreach Supervisor. Being water-wise is one of the best ways to help make sure we have enough water to meet our essential needs. Your ongoing efforts, like taking shorter showers, replacing older appliances with high-efficiency models, checking and fixing leaks, and planting California-friendly gardens all make a big impact in conserving water. If you're looking for more ways to save water, energy, and money, check out oxnardwater.org. Remember, conservation is an Oxnard way of life, and adopting water-saving strategies helps preserve this precious resource for years to come.
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the information that was in that presentation. So I wanted to show a couple of images that will help put some of these pictures together and how they work in this area as a holistic approach and a holistic undertaking for water. So I borrowed this image from a Ventura County Public Works Association or Public Works Agency presentation from July of 2022. The key here is that we have this hydrologic cycle, and the three main points of that would be the evaporation of water, surface water, the condensation of that water, and the precipitation of that water. And that cycle is a continuous cycle. And you can see on here that we also, here in the Oxnard Plain and the Oxnard Basin, we have groundwater, and that groundwater is also interacting with the seawater. So we have saltwater intrusion into the groundwater, and then we have places that where surface water and precipitation will infiltrate or percolate into the ground. So if you take that and you look at it from an Oxnard perspective or City of Oxnard perspective, trying to layer these all together. So over to the left of the screen, you can see the hydrologic cycle. which is condensation, precipitation, evaporation. And then if you look at the upper right portion of the screen, you can see the State Water Project. So the State Water Project is precipitation, whether that's rain or snow, accumulates up north, and then runs through the State Water Project infrastructure, gets through a metropolitan water district process, and either gets stored by the state or stored by metropolitan, and then that water then makes its way to LA, Orange, and San Diego counties, as well as Ventura County. You can see there that makes stops in Camarillo and Moorpark to get State Water Project, and then Calleguas is our direct interface with Metropolitan Water District for State Water Project, and so Calleguas stores that water in a reservoir, Springville Reservoir, there in Camarillo. So we also have another source of water, which is United, and that was discussed in the video as well. So you can see over there on the sort of the left side of the screen, next to the Santa Clara River, there's a box that represents United Water, and United Water provides the city of Oxnard groundwater through the OH, or the Oxnard Hueneme pipeline. And also, importantly, that United, they do groundwater recharge, and you can see pictorial of that groundwater recharge getting into the aquifer. And then I'm going to move on to our source, or city source of groundwater. We're representing that by a well down here where it says groundwater well, and we pump, and as mentioned in the video, we pump and distribute that water. It may go through our desalter. So when I say desalter, I wanted to point out, if you look at the left side of the screen, we do here in the Oxnard Basin and Oxnard Plain, we do have seawater intrusion. So the ocean water is intruding or coming into the aquifers and creating an issue where some of our aquifers have high salt concentrations and or may be limited to how much water can be pumped to try to mitigate that seawater intrusion. So you can look at the center of the screen again, our water yard, our desalter. That's an operation where we would take different sources of water and blend it and deliver it to our customers. Now, after that water is used internally, whether that's commercial, residential, that water, some of that water will be brought back to the city in the wastewater process. So we have depicted here in the sort of the center of the image is our wastewater facility. So our wastewater facility on Perkins Road takes that water from those different sources, commercial, industrial sources, and treats it. Now, some of that water gets discharged into the ocean per our permit. Other portions of that water go into our advanced water purification facility, or AWPF. And so we take that treated wastewater and treat it to further standards to make ultra pure recycled water. Now, right now, part of that water is delivered to and paid for by agricultural customers. And as we talked before, once we finish our aquifer storage and recovery project at Campus Park, we plan on injecting, so you can see an injection well here in the center, into the aquifer, and then once permitted by the state, we'll be pulling that water out of the aquifer in what's called an IPR process, or indirect potable reuse process, and be able to utilize that water as potable water and put it back into the system. So that is a holistic approach of all the things and all of the sources of water that we have and how we deliver that water to our customers. So again, procurement, treatment, and distribution of water, very complex. Not only complex, but we work with a lot of agencies. We have to collaborate and work with a lot of external agencies. Also, we have changing state regulations and federal regulations. We also have local governances, and you can think of maybe Fox Canyon Groundwater Management Agency as one of those local agencies that provide governances for sources of our water. So the proposal for tonight, or for the council meeting on the 17th, is for staff to provide an update on the supply, the reliability, and cost complexities of water. And we've done this in an outline format that's available in the staff report. I've only provided the highlights here. The staff report goes into much more detail about the outline. with these bullet points. So the first one is an overview of Oxnard's water. The next three are those outside agencies that we routinely work with. We've invited those staff members from those agencies to be present, and they plan on being present at the workshop. And that's folks from Fox Canyon Groundwater Management Agency, Cayugas Municipal Water District, and United Water Conservation District. And then the last part of the outline is talking about the groundwater basin adjudication, that legal process for water rights. There's no fiscal impact with the recommendation as written. And that concludes my presentation, and thank you very much for listening.